It's cool. I ain't with
And
that.
we are live.
Of course we are. What it do, snackers, snackettes, snack X's. It's your boy Gage. I got jokes in the building. Sinners in the building. Speak to the people, fellas.
And what's
What it
happening, family?
do?
What's going on?
Yeah, yeah. And you are now officially tuned in to Loading Snacks Weekly, where we get together once a week and we talk about things that are happening in pop culture. And today,
Today,
the chat is quiet. Today, right now, the chat is quiet. Oh, but we have some things to chat about. We have some things to chat about. We're gonna talk a little bit about the shifting of Phase 4 for the MCU. We're gonna talk about some things that are going on Disney Plus. Nick Fury getting a show, spooky season being upon us. You know what I mean? Like, it's official. It's fall. The leaves are turning. You know what I'm saying? Is we just outside of that Oct to the O to the Burr.
Yep.
So, you know what I mean? Spooky season, real thing, and maybe, just maybe, there's a curveball.
Of
there's a
course.
curveball. Just
Just
make the curveball.
Of
No.
course.
Just maybe.
Yeah, I'm saying just maybe. I know it's there maybe somewhere. And what point is,
You know what I'm
we're always alert and ready for it.
Alert! Alert! Alert!
Hey, listen. First of all, Marcus Houston, no, I would not like a fresca. Do not start that. What's up, Wiz? What's going on, Jay Roberts? Hey, listen. Uncanny Nerd in the building, spooky season.
Hey.
You know what? Matter of fact, just because you brought that up after I brought that up, I want to talk. Did y'all see the new trailer for the Craft movie?
I haven't watched it.
Listen, bro.
I
All right,
15 seconds of it, and I kept scrolling.
That's because you scared. Listen,
Yup.
here's where I'm at. Are either of you familiar with the original Craft movie?
It's been a very long time.
Okay.
No.
You should have fixed that before we got this close to Rachel True at BlurCon last year. But I'm just saying, like, you need to rewatch The Craft, first and foremost. You need to rewatch it. This new joint, I'm going to tell you something. I was going to wait till the end of the show to talk about this, but, man, listen. The fact that Blumhouse is doing it automatically makes me feel like this joint's going to be official. Like, official. And to me,
I did think that when I saw that tied to it. It's like, oh, okay.
you know, Blumhouse just like a week or so ago announced like 4 or 5 other films, and like they got all this other stuff going on. Like, The Craft just feels like the right thing to say right before October starts to be like going down. You know what I mean? Get the brooms out, get your hetzes out, Pentagon, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, get the boys out. Luigi, are you with me? Do it, son.
No, burn him on.
Luigi, are you with me? My man, listen. I know you don't know about that joke, but it's okay. That's old people stuff. You know what I mean? Mari, it's okay. You can be whomever you want to be on whatever account you happen to be on. We're just happy to have you. Ain't that right, yo?
Hey.
Right.
So yeah, spooky season is upon us. We're gonna have some discussions about that later. We're done talking about The Craft. It makes Sin uncomfortable, and I'm not ready to have that much fun just yet. So what we're gonna do right now is we need to talk about Phase 4 for the MCU getting a power shift.
Big shift.
The power shift.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, look, I swear for the Lord, last week we talked about, well, what's Disney gonna do now?
We sure
You
did.
know they're gonna just put Black Widow on Disney Plus.
Hell no, we
I
not.
guess not. I guess not. What is the why are they doing this? Instead of actually going ahead and releasing this movie, what do you think it is? Is it
I think the numbers that came back from New Mutants, them trying to throw it out in theater, not liking what came back. Hold up. I think
Yeah.
it almost made me throw up.
Just never.
Can I just get it out? I think I'm just using that as an example. I think them throwing it out there, they were just seeing if it would even work in this time and climate right now. It didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Them trying out the Disney Plus thing with Mulan or whatever. I guess the numbers that came back didn't fit with what they're trying to recoup or work with. So, like I've been saying, throw this year away and just push everything back to next year. And I think that's what they did. Like, you know what, we can't recoup what we need to recoup off of this. So for right now, and for the safety of everyone, let's just push it back till next year, like mid next year. I think that's what they're attempting to do, and hopefully by then people can get to the theaters safely in more of a normal type of fashion. I think that's what they're aiming.
Do you think that Mulan did not do well monetarily?
I think in their eyes, I think so, or else they would have probably put it on demand.
You mean Black Widow?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know. I feel like Mulan didn't do that bad. Like, I know they
I'm
didn't.
saying according to what they were looking to get out of it and get back to see if going forward, like we're just assuming that maybe they used it. All right, let's throw this Mulan out there. Let's see if we can get these subscriptions, this $30 to build all this money up, and then depending on how this goes, Black Widow has been one keep getting pushed back. Let's see if we can do the same with Black Widow. And the numbers didn't reflect what they wanted to see.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, I don't know. You might be right. What I think is that Mulan didn't hit. I don't feel like with audiences the way. I don't think Mulan would have done well in the theater. I think after the first week and a half, Mulan would have fell all the way off. All the way off. And so I don't know that Mulan was a good litmus test, truthfully. I mean, I think it was enough for them to be able to say, we're going to try this. We're going to charge people a premium price. You know what I mean? And we'll give it to other people who are in there. I would imagine that they probably did see a boost in people who subscribed.
Probably.
And probably saw a boost in people, who went ahead and paid for it. Most of the people who I saw that did watch Mulan didn't hate it, but they weren't like head over heels
about it.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh my goodness, you gotta watch the new Mulan. Like, not even a little bit. Like, it's cool, but you could live without it for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I actually am. It does make me wonder whether or not, or if they take into consideration things like Aladdin 2, or like Little Mermaid 2, stuff that went like straight to video, didn't get a second theatrical run, and what kind of money they make off of those and how they compare something like that. To me, going full on live action and spending that kind of money, having that budget to remake something that people already love, versus what you put into it monetarily to release it direct to video, which is not an inexpensive thing to do when you have to market it and you have to package it and put it on VHS cassettes and ship them to play. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a small, that's not a small endeavor, but certainly you're not spending the same thing you spend to film, you know what I mean? A whole new movie with live actors.
Yeah.
At the same time, it does make me wonder kind of how they put those things in perspective. What I will say is that I did not expect them to just shove the entire slate back to like next May. You're right. Jay Roberts is not tied to another 20 plus major films, which is why I'm saying that I don't know that Mulan is a great litmus for how well Black Widow would do, or how hungry people are for MCU content. Because again, for the first time in like 10 years, they haven't had any MCU content at all. You know what I mean? And for the last couple of years, you've been able to go to the theater 2 or 3 times to get your fill. So outside of the ending of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
Mm-hmm. That's it.
MCU has been
That's it.
non-existent this year.
Yep.
So, um, it also makes me wonder whether or not they're just like, you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna let DC play in that field. We're just gonna let Warner Brothers mess around, see what happens with Wonder Woman. You know what I mean? We're just gonna let them have it. Um, because with them pushing this slate back, so just to kind of put some actual numbers on things, Black Widow is officially moved back to May 7th of next year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Shang-Chi is moved back to July of next year, July 9th of next year.
Okay,
Eternals,
they're not too far apart.
they're not. Eternals is now November 5th
Mm-hmm.
of next year. And the thing about it was, originally, Eternals was supposed to follow Black Widow. But now Shang-Chi is following Black Widow. And they're saying that, like, nothing they're moving, nothing they're doing Disney Plus wise is going to have an effect on the story or whatever. But to me, that means they're probably shifting some other things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because, and again, I mean,
the main credit scenes you can shift around easily enough.
sure,
Mhm.
sure. And again, with Black Widow being a prequel film, while there are some tidbits of information that might give us insight into things that were happening in films of the past, might give us insight to things that are happening in the shows, it may not actually be directly tied to something in one of these other films. Or at least doesn't have to be right away.
Right.
But with them, so they push back Winter Soldier, Falcon and Winter Soldier. You know, WandaVision is getting ready to come out.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting WandaVision to have a bigger impact.
Stop it, Marcus.
You know what I mean? And everything else. Fresca's weak, though. Yeah, I mean, I'm not concerned. I'm a little disappointed.
I agree.
Agreed.
I agree. Like I've been saying, push everything next year. Let's even not try to get the stuff out in the theaters this year. So, I mean, technically they did that, but just like you, I'm disappointed. I haven't had any MCU stuff for a while, and we haven't waited much and wait longer, to get some stuff. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Like, I feel both ways about especially Black Widow being moved. One, I'm sad that we're not going to get it on Disney Plus. Like, I want to see it. We all want it. But then I'm still at the point, I'm happy that Widow is really going to get her due time in the theater. Hopefully, when it drops, things are hopefully 100% better to the point where everybody can go to the theaters and enjoy it and take it in as an actual theater movie, because she deserves it by all means. And so I'm on both places, but like, I'm upset that we got to wait again to get a movie of MCU, even if it doesn't necessarily tie in directly. Like, I just need something right now. WandaVision will fill the gap, at least for a small period, but then
It's an interesting set of circumstances to me that takes that entire slate and shoves it back the way that they're doing. And I certainly understand wanting them to all, again, like Jay Roberts was just saying, like, feel like an event, like a thing that you're going to pack everybody in the car, you're all going to go as a group, and people are talking about it the next day, and all that kind of stuff. I get that. I don't think you lose all of that by going direct to something like Disney Plus.
I agree.
But I also think that it could be enough of a draw to build Disney Plus the way, more people would jump on it. You know what I mean? At least for a time. But at this point, we just kind of have to wait and see. I mean, out of all the things that Disney Plus has coming in terms of the shows that are tied to the MCU, I'm probably most excited about What If.
Agree.
What Ifs are some of my favorite comics, just because they explore that other side of things. You know what I mean? Instead of what the canon is, and so the idea of playing around with that canon, I think is super interesting, especially with a canon that is all some people know. You know what I mean? There are a lot of people who don't know anything other than the MCU can. So I think it's interesting, and that's probably the thing that has me the most excited. I'm interested in Loki because it obviously takes place in a time that's prior to what we also already know. You know what I mean? It has
Right.
its own timeline. Um, so it's one of those things. I'm getting there, Tony. It's
I
on the
know.
list,
My
man.
man Tony is
On the
jumping
list.
like he's
On the
ahead of the
list.
card here. Like
On the list. I'm getting there. It's next on the list. I'm gonna get there. I swear. Um, but I also feel like, man, May seems super far.
It is.
I could see March. You know what I mean? And giving it 6 months from now, you know what I mean, give or take, to see where things are. But May seems like
they're
It's
unsure.
not that says they can't move it up if things are better early.
True, but it's almost like
You know?
they
they won't.
that uncertainty is
I don't
there
think
that
they
we're
will.
Yeah,
But they will.
moving it up, that's not a thing. Moving it out further away, sure. Moving it
Yeah.
up,
they moved up. It'd be
that's
like
not
a
a thing.
week, if anything, like something like that. But ain't nothing. It wouldn't
Yeah, I
be
mean,
nothing significant that.
it hasn't. I mean, it's been done before
Oh, absolutely.
with Marvel films, for
Yeah, 'cause
sure.
they did it
But
with Endgame. Was it Infinity War? Endgame. They did
yeah,
that with.
Infinity War. Actually, I think both. Now that I think about
Sorry,
it.
Marcus. I can't let you get these, bro. Nah, he's mine. He's mine. He wants some of these. He wants some of the scarves.
And my dog. Holla at me, dog. I know where to look. I know how to look out, bro. Holla at me. I see that, J. Roberts. You think March will probably be when Falcon and Winter Soldier hits? That's totally possible. That's totally possible. That could definitely be a real thing. And I think you're right. Disney is trying to play the long game. It's not like they're suffering with Disney Plus. You know what I mean? Right now. And if they, being able to hold off on the marketing for these other films, right? Shang-Chi was supposed to be in like February. So being able to hold off on that marketing, save those dollars or whatever. I mean, Disney just announced they laying off 28,000 people because the theme parks it's not happening. So, you know what I mean? When you start thinking about all of what's being affected as a whole, you have to consider that kind of stuff too. Like COVID is really still rearing its ugly head at every corner. Now, having said that, I see you in there, G. This group watch option that was now added to Disney Plus, jokes, if you would. Now that Disney Plus officially has a group watch option. One, I guess, how important is this really? Are people using these?
Being that everyone keeps doing it, I'm going to go on the assumption and say yes, because everybody's doing them left and right now. So clearly, even if it's just everyone getting together and throwing emojis or things up, I guess when certain things happen, like clearly it's working because everybody's continuously adding this to their streaming services.
Yeah, I think with people social distancing, I think it's just something to help people connect. We can watch movies and shows together, and not have to be sitting next to each other. Just something to help people out, cope with all this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Hulu has one, which makes sense because Disney has a stake in Hulu, so it makes sense that they would
migrate
follow
over.
it. Prime Video has one. You know what I mean? When is HBO Max gonna get one?
When they get more content. So
HBO Max got a lot of content, bro. What you talking about?
More content?
I watch that joint every night. HBO Max got a lot of content.
They'll probably have it by a holiday.
They'll have it in time enough. They'll have it in time enough for Snyder Cut.
I think if they're going to do it, they'll have it. I think they'll have it out by holiday if they're going to do it.
Let me just say right here, right now, Snyder Cut is going to be garbage.
Hey, I have hopes.
I,
We're gonna find out.
you don't.
I have hope, like at least in the palm of my hand. Like
You don't. You don't have hope. You know better than that.
I have to
You
have
already know
hope.
better than that.
I have to have hope. Like got the S hope.
Hey,
That's why I
dog,
don't
listen,
have a hope.
if that hope was
When
worthy
it
of
goes
anything,
south, don't be
they
disappointed.
would not have announced that the Flash movie is going to reset everything. They'd just be like, yeah, the
And
Snyder
that's
Cut is going to be
true
the real
too.
jump. Not happening. That joint's going to be bad. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be just as bad.
All the fuss about it, I just can't wait to see it because of that. I just want to see just what was your vision for the movie before this original one came out, and y'all made all this fuss about that's not my vision. That wasn't what I was doing. Yada yada.
But my only thing about that
I
is
want to see it.
how much of it really is the vision beforehand. Because I mean, now that he has that
Going
blueprint
back
of
and reboot a bunch of stuff.
what not to do, it's like okay, we're gonna stay away from that and do
It's cheating.
this. So it's kind of cheating at this point.
Cheating. It's cheating, and I want to say that they're putting a lot of money into this.
I know.
And
In
I
the
don't know where that
reshoots.
money's coming from.
Oh, they pulling it out the ass.
Because AT&T last time I checked was trying to get rid of them. I don't know where they're getting this money from.
Somebody
They'd be
was
like, oh, yeah,
somebody was
it's not
hiding
like-
that offshore bank account somewhere. It's like, hey y'all, so there's this little offshore account we got with this money in it. I don't know.
Somebody back there selling it.
Hey, dog.
Somebody sold the AT&T. Now look, I'm telling you, this I'm trying. Look,
That thing
look
goes.
at Twitter. Everybody's excited. I'm trying to tell you, we're gonna get all your money back with
You gonna
this.
get so many subscriptions? Or we gonna have subscriptions? Hey, dog.
They got Hype Man Jones in there selling that thing.
It's gonna be major in the zeitgeist. There's no two
Oh,
ways
definitely.
about it.
Oh,
Even if all
absolutely.
people are doing is dogging it, and I'm gonna be
We're gonna be in there.
front and center because they'll probably revisit Screaming Martha.
Oh man.
I mean, I'm just saying, there's a chance. All right, so look, there's an elephant in the room that I feel like needs to be addressed. Sure, y'all will go off on it in the chat. Sure. What you doing, Sin?
I'm just trying to figure where you going. Go ahead.
Why you fixing yourself? You okay? Everything okay?
I'm good.
It doesn't have anything to do about debates, nothing like that happened yesterday. But there's an elephant in the room. Somebody don't get Vin Diesel off my Spotify. I'm going to flip tables everywhere I go. I'm going to walk in your house. I'm going to flip your table. I'm going in restaurants. I'm flipping their table. I'm walking up the stands. I'm kicking their
My
drumsticks.
man with the auto
Who's
tune.
doing this?
Why you ain't trying to live his dream?
Oh, you trying to? That joke was just so random. Where did this come from, Dick? Is this what happened because Fast didn't come out this year?
Get it back together and put this man on a set somewhere and get him out of the studio.
Don't give a car drive.
I guess because there's no Fast, so since there's no publishers, like guys, I'm gonna make a track. I'm gonna throw this down right quick.
I'm gonna tell you what was hilarious. I ran to the grocery store yesterday and I go to get in my car and that joint started playing from my phone because it was the last thing that I listened to.
Nope. I believe it.
I was like, what the hell is this?
Oh yeah.
All that was missing was
You
him
tried
talking
rock
about
hard.
was just talking about family in that joint. If he'd talk about family, then it'd have been a wrap.
No.
Listen. Hey, listen. There are a lot of things, man, about pop culture that I love. And I'm not generally one to tell someone to stay in their lane.
But in this case, lane.
Somebody don't get this dude.
Put him back in his lane.
Look,
But
I don't even want Slam
Hey, but you,
on my Spotify on a podcast. Get him out of here. Slim can't talk.
but what's sad is, I wonder how many plays this joint has probably gotten
Hey, dog,
at this point
listen.
now.
Oh, nah, because it's the new Rick roll. So trust and believe, I'm sending it to people. Like, I'm sending it to people. This is not okay. I don't like
Oh God.
the cover artwork.
Stop hating on You are so bad.
What you doing?
Why are you so pissed? I do.
Hey, Jokes, do it again, dog. Do it again. You know, I hate it.
Oh
I hate it, man. Y'all
man.
already know I don't like Vin Diesel as it is, man. I mean, not like I dislike him as a person. I don't know him as a person. I don't still think he's that great of an actor. I don't think like
Stop
it's
it!
just like
No, J. Robert. No, no, no.
you know what, for real?
So
Yep.
disrespectful.
Listen,
So
you
disrespectful.
play that joint when the apocalypse is coming. That's how you know it's set off. 2020 is over.
Okay, Flash,
Oh.
go ahead and reset everything. Let's just be
Yeah,
done.
like who? This is what I don't understand.
Ooh,
Who
man.
approved this message?
He did.
What? Wait, yeah. What studio? What studio is this on? Hold on. I gotta look that up right quick. Hold on.
Let me just make sure. Wait. Let me just make sure. Let me just make sure I understand this. This dude is in movies with Tyrese.
Okay. But Black Tie.
Hold on.
Black Tie.
Ludicrous. No, neither one of these. They don't got him on no tracks. He ain't on no tracks. He ain't on the soundtracks and no albums. Nah, dog. Who approved this message?
Palm Tree Records.
Let me get it out of the system.
Probably his label. Palm Tree Records is probably his label. I'm
Number one single. Feel like I do.
staunchly
Hey,
opposed.
there you go. I don't know if it, folks can see that. They're gonna.
That's it. That's the cover art. Let that man live.
Gotta do all.
I hate y'all.
Oh man.
That's exact. Listen, Jay Roberts, you right. It's not our fault. Oh, and there will be no karaoke cover of that joint ever. I bet not even ever hear that joint in the
We most
karaoke bar. I
certainly-
put the whole DJ set over.
Oh,
I'm gonna
Who's
request
doing
that joint every
oh
time.
man.
I'm
Hey,
not. I'm just.
Oh, if we can get things back together, have like a Nurse Giving next year. No, somebody need to do that cover at Nurse Giving.
They need
No,
to
dog.
dress like dogs when they do it.
No. No. No.
Oh man.
Then I get fired. What's up, Henry?
Oh man.
Hey, Domingo, I see you in the chat, bro. I don't know if you listen to that Vin Diesel joint, but I need you to remix that joint right away.
Hey.
Hey, listen, that dude has no business. We ain't even. You know what? We need to move on.
Move on, because we on this for a while.
Man.
We need to move on.
That was a good
Hey,
laugh.
listen, we got new Miss Marvel. So the Miss Marvel show, they have finally cast an actress to play the titular character. So Aman Vellani, who most of y'all probably don't know, but
Put a
she's very
picture up.
young. She's like 18 or 19. Yeah, please put a picture up. I think she looks like she fits the bill to me if
I
I had
agree.
to go by the comic books or by the Avengers name.
Mhm,
It's looking pretty clean, and I'm feeling pretty good about the decision.
mhm.
What do we think?
I
I'm
100% agree. I'm
I'm
excited.
excited. Like I said about the game, like after playing the game, you get to know a little bit more about her through the game and her personality and stuff. Like I'm excited for a Disney Plus series based on her. I'm excited for it.
I think it'll be dope.
Yeah.
Now, what's up, Eric? E Disney in the building. What? I didn't give you a picture of this jokes to put up because this man needs no introduction.
I gotcha.
But Sam Jackson
Woo.
officially gonna have a show, a Nick Fury
Fury
show.
back.
I need some speculation.
Ooh.
Is it real Nick Fury? Is it a Skrull Nick Fury?
Nah.
Does it take place in the past? What's happening here? Somebody, all of it.
I was.
I think
think
it's going to show Nick Fury throughout his time and
leading up
moving behind
to
the scenes. Yeah, all that
leading
type
up
of
to like
stuff
Sword or something like that, and maybe at the end of it, maybe Sword is going to become something. out of there. I don't know.
It's already definitely going to become something.
Yeah, so it's just how they do it, but definitely seeing how maybe he's been making moves behind scenes. Like we've only seen the pieces in like the after credit scenes of Fury, so maybe there's another big thing that's getting ready to happen. And you know what? He's in front of it. He's trying to do his homework, learn the different things before he comes back, and he's like, "Yo, next to Young Avengers, whoever may be, we need you, we need you for this." So something to build up to, but I'm amped for this. Like I'm really amped.
Coulson make an appearance.
I hope so. I hope even if it's not like a main role, I would just like to see Coulson show up. Maybe even if it's just to acknowledge to some people that still have no idea that this man is alive. But
yes,
like I would just like to see the interaction between Fury and him, just to say, you know, hey, I did my thing. You know, these are the events that have unfolded. Like you're still boss or whatnot ever, but hey, I made my name, Coulson. And now I'm gonna go to the beach and I'm just gonna go chill now.
Tahiti, sir.
Tahiti. Excuse me.
Tahiti, sir. Yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm not positive how I feel about an entire show of Sam Jackson. Sam Jackson can't curse.
That is a little upsetting, isn't it?
Just a little. But here's the ticket I'm riding on. Oh, the memes. The screen caps and the memes of what he would have said if it was on Hulu and not on Disney Plus.
I think we're going to have to make those ourselves. We're going to have to be quick on the fly with those.
And we won't have to. We won't have to.
We gotta make them ourselves. Like we should
make them ourselves. I'm just saying.
The internet got some fast thumbs.
I don't know how they do it.
They got some fast thumbs.
I swear it's bots. Curveball.
Hey.
Oh, this might take a little time. Here's what I need to know. Do either of you, or anybody in the chat for that reason, for that matter, have a favorite movie from their childhood that is basically forgotten now? People just don't think about it. You mention it, I don't really know what that is. Do either of you, or again, anybody in the chat, have any idea, any movie that's just sitting in the back of your head? I will tell you.
Starfighter.
I mean, that's not bad.
I used to watch that a lot. I love that movie.
That's a solid joint from about the same era where mine is from.
I guess
is the Beastmaster.
Put animated movies count for this as well too.
That made me want some ferrets.
I don't know if you would consider it to be forgotten, but a lot of people, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, that was that first.
Yeah, no. Nobody counts that.
See, why does this it's always me?
For a reason.
I was wondering what movie is Joe's about to say. He gonna say something stupid.
What were you expecting me to say? What were you expecting me to say? Like some random Power Rangers movie that probably was like, oh, it was only released on like TV for one time, and then it just.
Just saying, hey, listen, there's some good joints in here. Corvette Summer, Time Bandits, Monster Squad. There's some good stuff in here. Jokes, I don't know what you talking about.
Hey.
But hold on. Scooby-Doo on the what?
On Zombie Island. I'm sure you've heard of, which one that.
I mean, I know Scooby and the 13 Ghosts.
Okay, so
which was a show.
So Zombie Island was like the first, outside of like after the 13 Ghosts, like it was like that first animated movie that after the show went off that they came out with, and like I'm sorry, that movie was fire because the main difference was outside of I'm serious.
I that was just a natural reaction. I'm sorry.
Of course it is. But unlike, so obviously 13 Ghosts was like based to be real ghosts or whatnot, ever. But this was like the first time that it was actually like real. Like the zombies were real. You know, they were going in thinking they were solving a normal case, and the expectation was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, we're gonna go in here. We're gonna figure out who this dude is. We're gonna unmask him, and we're gonna go on about our day." No, we get out here. Zombies' heads were actually rolling all over the place. We got dudes coming up out of graves, creeping us out, whatnot. Like it was.
You were scared.
Oh no, I was not scared. I enjoyed the hell out of that movie.
How many times you watched it? Was this a joint that you watched like back to back to back to back, like nonstop?
I've definitely done that. I wore that VHS out.
All right.
I wore that VHS out.
Oh, first, listen, Marcus Houston. I'm getting ready to kick you out the comments.
Woody?
Puppet Master is not a good movie at all. That joint's terrible. Ice Pirates, that's a classic.
That's a classic. Yeah, that's a classic.
Secondhand lines I'll give you. Well, welcome back, E. Disney. The homie inside is in the building. Then, let's talk about Last Starfighter for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about that. Why do you think Last Starfighter resonated with you so well? That's also one of my favorites.
I think because that whole video game aspect in it, going into space, going to another planet, like all that type of stuff, I just loved, and just back then how it was just delivered and presented and everything. I just thoroughly enjoyed it. I need to go watch that. I've not seen that in forever.
You might be disappointed if you try to go watch it again. You might want to just stick with the memories you have.
I was going to say, because I know I have that VHS somewhere. And
I'm sure
like,
I'd be disappointed, but I would have fun with it.
No, you would absolutely have a good time with it. Here's the thing. Something about The Last Starfighter reminds me of Enemy Mine.
It does.
Like, it's just, I guess it's the alien, but something about that. Enemy Mine is also another classic joint that I feel like doesn't get anywhere near the kind of credit anymore that it should. Like, Lou Gossett, Alien Mouth. Enemy Mine, classic. Like, when I see them like redoing stuff like Dune, I'm like, nah, but redo Enemy Mine though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. That joint is definitely a classic. Beastmaster for me, I watch that joint non-stop. Non-stop. The homies Kodo and Podo, bruh, running around little ferrets, bruh.
I wanted 2 ferrets because of that movie.
I feel you. I feel you. Now I would detest having 2 ferrets running around. However, when I was little, hey, listen, it was the closest. It wasn't Conan, but Conan wasn't that cool because Conan couldn't talk to the animals. You know what I'm saying? Like, I swear they stole Eagle Vision for Assassin's Creed, straight out of Beastmaster. You know what I'm saying? Like, my man was using Kodo and Podo to look at girls naked by the water. All the dirty tricks, man, came straight out of Beastmaster. Straight classics. Straight classic, man. That joint is so good. So good. So good.
Go back and try to
man,
watch
look. Oh, hey, listen, you right. If they did a new Tales by the Hood and let Jordan Peele do it, that's gonna be too much.
Now that would be probably fine.
That joint would be too much. I would be about that. Absolutely, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah, see, that's right. I just like the Beastmaster for the ferrets. I understand. Manimal, another classic. Another classic. Oh, come on, son. Play it back the other way. You know what I mean? Like, if they hadn't redone RoboCop will probably be in that same place for me. Like, that was the first rated R movie I ever saw in the theater. Was RoboCop. Definitely had no business being in the theater watching RoboCop. Definitely did not. Couldn't get enough of it. And to this day, can't understand why they took rated R films like RoboCop and turned them into Saturday morning cartoons. I don't know. You know what I mean? What the thought process behind that was.
Let's see what we can do with this.
They knew they could sell toys.
There you go. Toys.
They knew they could sell toys. I mean, that's more than anything else. That's what I feel like it came down to. And that's all. Like, I mean, definitely there are some. I have every intention of watching The Secret of NIMH within the next like 2 weeks.
Oh man!
I don't think my youngest child has ever seen it. I definitely made the older two watch it. Secret of NIMH is one of the best movies ever made. Like, hands down. It's a Don Bluth classic. Like, straight up. If you haven't seen it, you should do it. You know what? Lucky number 11 as a favorite movie from your childhood, Marcus, Houston specifically speaks to how old you are. 'Cause that joint is not old. I mean, it's old, but old and classic. I don't know. Good movie though. I did watch Seven like a week ago.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
Hey, bro, listen. The end of that movie.
Oh,
What's in the box, bro? Listen. The end of that
look at
movie.
this box, Slim.
Would anybody have in that situation done things differently?
I'd have smoked his ass.
That's not different, sir.
So that answers the question.
Oh, what's in the box? I'm like, bro, listen, hold on. Hey, listen, Secret of NIMH is supposed to make you cry. It's one of the most heartwarming, heartfelt. That joint is. We weaved the secret weapon. Straight up. Ben,
we
also
watched a Blank Man remake.
No. Nah, I saw that. I was like, no. That's one of those you leave alone. Like,
Hey, Blank Man is like a joint. I don't think that's Meteor Man. Leave it alone.
No,
Blank
those
Man,
movies
leave
came
it
out
alone.
in the right time period. They still, you
Yeah.
go back and you watch
Only
them.
way I would watch a remake now. Like if they're gonna do it, go all in with it. Like
It just won't. I don't. In this time,
I
I
don't
don't
think it
think
would-
something
no,
like
it
that
wouldn't
will
happen.
work. Unless
No, it wouldn't
unless the
happen.
Wayans like directed it or some just having them back. But
Sure.
But other than that, leave it alone. Like there's some movies that were made. They came out during the right times. You don't need to remake it. You don't need to do it. Just leave it alone. Maybe.
Yeah, because realistically, some movies are terrible immediately. Like Pootie Tang. That is an immediately terrible movie. That movie is not good. Never was good. Won't ever be good. But that joint is a classic, bro.
Oh my
That
God.
joint is a classic. It's up there. It's certain joints that you just like. Pootie Tang, Soul Plane.
I was about to say.
Like, dog, this joint,
Yeah.
how high.
The sad part-
Just terrible joints,
The
bro.
sad part
Like,
about Soul Plane is that Soul Plane got bootlegged so bad, like,
bruh. It was almost like they bootlegged themselves. Like I almost feel like
because I'm pretty sure the bootleg dropped before the movie actually hit the theater. If I remember, I'm pretty sure I had it at least a solid like almost month before it dropped. Something stupid.
now Cooley High. Cooley High could be a thing if they redid that. Pootie Tang, horrible funny. Not it's certain joints that just like Don't Be a Menace. That's a period piece.
Yes.
You just leave it.
Don't
Leave it where it
you
is.
Can't do it.
Don't try to, you know what I mean? Don't try to bring it back. Don't try to redo it. Don't just leave it alone. Now, here's what I do want to know is, because we're going into spooky season, what scary joints should actually get solid remake? What do we think? I know this is not your bag, Sin.
I'm sure he got something in.
Nah, he doesn't have.
Scary joint to be remade. All right.
You didn't you go to the theater? Didn't we watch Scream in the theater, Sin?
I'm pretty sure. I think I've seen all the Screams in the theater.
So you've seen Scream. So you're cool. You're cool with Scream, but that's it.
Nah, it's like
See, like suspense, murdering type of joints, they don't bother me. It's like just true, like
True scare.
horror
horror,
joints.
like type of joints. Nah,
Like
Slim, I don't
like
like
a would you consider like Friday the 13th? Like would you
Yeah.
consider that one to be like, or would you put that in the same bucket as Scream?
Nah. For me, like when I grew up, I would put that in like nine mess with that joint.
Okay.
But I've seen bits and pieces of enough of them to where like I can laugh at it, you know, probably now, whatever. But still, like, you're not gonna just sit down and put on some Friday 13th and just no, ain't happening.
I love those.
Not
I just
ever.
laugh, but
Not happening.
Not ever. I mean, yeah, you could laugh at it now. At the time, though,
at the time though,
that joint was official, bruh.
talk.
That joint was official.
All the way until
Like,
they
that
got
was
the
one of the
Jason
scariest
X.
things that ever. Because even if you wasn't old enough to watch it, even if you didn't know, like everybody knew, like Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like you just knew Freddy was a thing, and you knew you couldn't go to sleep, and that joint messed everybody
Everybody up.
everybody.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? Like, you like, I'm cool. I'm not on Elm Street. And then they just started letting my man be in all types of places. Like,
that was one of the joints that messed me up. By then it was like, yeah, I know what this is. I'm good. Nah, he coming at you in your sleep. I'm all right.
yeah, like, I think, like, see, after a while, they started to get a little corny. Jason Takes Manhattan.
I know
Like,
that was where it was.
Yeah.
Jason X was the worst. Like, and I love the Friday movies. That one just no.
Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah,
hey, Freddy versus Jason.
Definitely a stop it.
But the remake,
Like,
was okay.
Hellraisers, Phantasm.
Ooh.
I see you saying. I see.
You're like, no.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Dog, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I saw the remake that Michael Bay did.
The Texas
Hey, you know
Chainsaw.
what? You on the show. You definitely need to get you on the show for sure. What'd you say, Sin? About Michael Bay?
They doing the Trey songs down in the Michael Bay one.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
I think so.
I think that's the reason. I think that's why me and my brother like. Me and my brother watched Trey songs die. That's why me and my brother watched it.
Hey, listen, Killer Clowns from Outer Space is an absolute classic. That, like, when I was a kid, it bothered me. It didn't, like, scare me. Like, it wasn't one of them joints like I couldn't sleep or anything like that. But there is something to it. There is something specifically about clowns.
Yes.
That will just.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Yeah, The Howling is a movie that if they remade that now, I think would be incredible. I think The Howling would be. No, dog. No.
I want to see the newest one that came out just to laugh.
Cause Critters and Gremlins. What up, Brian? The Critters and Gremlins are in that same kind of like that boat, that like scary puppet boat. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of thing that's like, you could actually, I do think that there's a market. You could redo Gremlins. I think you could redo Gremlins
I think
now.
Gremlins could be, yeah.
And make that joint incredibly scary and still market Gizmo as the cutest Mogwai ever.
Yep.
Like, I do believe that there's a real world where you could pull that off right now if you let the right person do it. Like, Gremlins just has, because of the rules. The thing that makes something scary about those movies from that time period is the set of rules that exist. You know what I mean? So, like, don't feed them after midnight. What the hell kind of rule is that? How is that a thing? Why is that a thing? Cool. Don't get Slim wet.
Feed them after midnight.
So what can I feed him tonight? Can I wait till 6 in the morning before I can feed him again?
Yeah, you can wait till the morning.
Sunrise, sunset. Does it change with daylight savings? What's going on here?
Dog, daylight savings gonna mess some stuff up here. Oh nah.
Somebody needs to do a skit asking all those questions when they go to purchase them in the store. Like, hold on, what you mean don't feed me midnight?
So yeah, tell them about this daylight savings time. Hey,
asking those very important questions.
That'd been a Chappelle skit right there.
I ain't coming from Gizmo. Gizmo is that's what I'm saying. Gizmo is the cutest. That Mogwais and Ewoks, bro. The cutest joints, man. You get me a Gizmo wearing an Ewok outfit, and I'm talking like I want Gizmo in its outfit with the Ewoks. Get up. I'm all in, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all in. We'll be super cute. But Gremlins, I do think it has the potential to really be a great joint if you push it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what could be dope.
It's on Dark and Gruesome.
Space 1999 could be dope too. I'm gonna tell you what else. If you have not seen Event Horizon, oh man, listen.
Ooh.
That during the theater, I had no idea what I was walking into.
Neither did
I
I.
seen it in theaters. Never saw that on VHS.
That was that time when, like, me and Alex, everybody, we went to the theater every single weekend. And when the week was like, Event Horizon, let's go. And I'm in the theater like, what the hell I got myself into?
Shook, bro. Hey, listen. When my man gets to talking about, have you ever seen Fire in Zero Gravity? Like, hey, dog, that movie is so good. That's such a classic movie. I would love to see them redo that movie. That joint would be so good. I'd be all about it. Nah, you can't. I mean, you could have a midnight showing of Gremlins given the rules. You just can't feed them. That's all. You just can't feed them. You know what I mean? And I don't know if we'll ever have midnight showings again if things keep going the way they're going. You know what I mean? Like those midnight viewings are going to be in a drive-in. Speaking of which, the drive-in around here just sent me a message. They got some classics playing. So Benji's is running the original Addams Family movie and Hocus Pocus. Spooky season is upon us, bro. It's real right now.
You gonna slice Tatiana right now. I'm waiting for a text message. As soon as you say Hocus Pocus, I'm waiting for a text message to come through my phone.
Mm-hmm. It's about to be like, you're taking me to the drive-in, bruh. I am not watching Raised by the Wolves, though I have heard really great things about it.
I'm just waiting for the final episodes. I'm just take the.
You just want to binge it all?
Yeah, but I'm excited to check that joint out.
Hey, listen, I've been enjoying Lovecraft Country. Something serious. It's all over the place. That show it digs into some of everything, and I'm thoroughly enjoying that. But I haven't checked out Raised by the Wolves yet, so I do. Is Event Horizon your favorite horror movie? That's not really a bad pick. I think that's a sleeper. Hey, listen, that joint is a sleeper, bruh. Like,
not mad at it at all.
Yeah, like it just. Again, I can't quite remember what they did with the marketing for that film, but I had no idea I was walking into a horror film.
They got my black ass in there.
Yeah,
and you didn't leave though. You made it through. Yeah, I just got the text message. I just got the text message.
My ride, like, I wasn't driving. My ride.
Yeah, he didn't have a choice.
Hocus Pocus in all caps with all the explanation points in the world attached to it.
Am I mistaken? Didn't we see like Wishmaster 2 together?
I don't think so.
Nah, bro, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so, dog.
I'm pretty sure.
Little Genie Baba?
Yeah, little ugly red dude.
Yeah.
How do you know who it is? You saw it.
Because I've seen Wishmaster before, but I don't think we saw it together.
Nah, in the theater, bro. Listen to Greenbelt. No joke. No joke. I'm telling you, Wishmaster 2, we went and saw that joint in the theater. You know what? I am actually pretty sure how you ended up there. But I don't know. Utopia. I will check that out. I've heard great things. Compare Lovecraft to Watchmen. I don't know if you really
that. Yeah.
They're not really in the same bucket. Lovecraft.
I get what he's trying to say. Just I guess talking about the racial things in the pop culture to kind of show with weird stuff like that. I think so.
I mean, in terms of technically being period pieces, sure. But Lovecraft is like, it feels like a Jordan Peele joint. You know what I mean? Like it has that. I feel like it does a lot more to take you by surprise. Like the things that are happening in that, one of the reasons why I enjoy it is because I watch so much stuff that very rarely am I caught off guard by what's happening in any particular show. Like there are only a few that in recent years have done that. Lovecraft is one. Probably the biggest other one is Steven Universe. That joint pulls joints out of left field and just is like, oh, you thought it was sweet? Well, now I'm going to hold you by the front of your shirt and talk to you real close like this and tell you things. Like, that show, Steven Universe, that joint does things that just don't, like, you just don't see him coming. You just don't. And I don't want to spoil anything, but it feels like talking about that show at all is a spoiler.
It's a spoiler. Like, you...
Yeah. It's like stuff in that show that seems like it's insignificant, it's never insignificant. It's all significant. In episodes where it seems like nothing of any importance happens in the episode, 7 episodes later, what happened in that episode becomes a thing. And it's like out of the blue. It's just really, really well written, really, really well done for a show that only really holds you for like 11 minutes and then lets you go. But then yanks you right back in as soon as it goes back. So yeah. You're right. Lovecraft is just special, bruh. There's just something. Again, it's so left field and it's so unexpected, and it really feels like kind of. I'm actually, I don't know if Lovecraft could exist outside of the pandemic the way it does right now. Like I think that so much of what's happening in the world right now, and what is happening on a show like Lovecraft seems so intrinsically tied. But yeah, that show is incredible, man. Hey, listen, and you're right because Estelle was right about that. You deserve to be called the real Garnet because for real, out of everybody walking around in BlurredCon, he was the one. He was the one. He was the one. And Estelle was super sweet. She was super sweet when we got to talk to her there. So that was really cool. Yeah, nah, Larry, you definitely need to get on Lovecraft. Like, you should just go ahead and binge the first few episodes, get in. It will throw you a little bit for a loop. And I will tell you this, the first episode takes a little bit of time to wind up.
When it
once it gets wound up though, then it's rockets.
You're gonna sit up and be like, oh wait, what?
There's like 3 episodes left.
Yeah. Disagree with what? Disney? Whether or not it could exist outside of the pandemic? I mean, it could. It just feels right in the pandemic, which is not a nice thing to say, I don't think. But like,
understand.
Yeah, it's not like
the writing, how they're doing everything, kind of reflecting a little bit of what's going on in the real world right now. We're sitting in within the show and everything. Just
I mean, it doesn't have the same kind of like. It doesn't have that I gotta hurry up and go home and watch it that like a Game of Thrones had. I don't feel like. I just feel like if you're in it, you got to be in it. But it still doesn't have that. Like, I don't see enough buzz, enough talk about it to feel like outside of the people who are already aware or live in circles like the one we live in. You know what I mean? Like, it's not breaking to me those kind of barriers the way like a Game of Thrones did, which just had people who,
people
touch a D&D set talking about dragons.
For that show and then cut it off and wait till the next season comes back up and get it for that show.
Yeah. I think there's potential for it there. But you're right. I mean, that joint is super good. It's super, super good. I highly recommend that anybody who hasn't just jump on and watch it. And then when you finish watching that, if you're watching on HBO Max, just go ahead and jump on that Dexter's Lab because I've been benching.
Hey.
You just out of Dexter's Lab, bro. That joint makes me smile, bro. I don't know if it's just the nostalgia. It takes me back, but if it's just his little accent, the sound it makes when he walks.
What?
Like, I don't know what it is, man. I hate Mandark with a passion. Like, it's just like everything about that show. That show is so good, man. Yeah, Gendy Tartakovsky, man. Doing it. So look, here's the deal. We are about to wrap the show. So before we do that, Sin, I need to give you the opportunity to make sure that you shout out the Patreon supporters that are supporting us at the highest tier. Please, if you would.
Of course. Shout out to Anthony Cunningham. Shout out to Susan Dortch. And shout out to Tyrone Carson. We love y'all, and we truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yes. Oh, no. I'm talking about Dexter's Laboratory, the cartoon, is on HBO Max. Not Dexter, the van serial killer.
Oh, no. Not that Dexter. No. Dexter's Laboratory.
And that was Showtime.
Show. But that's not what I was talking about. Another alien movie. Man. I don't know, man.
I think Alien's gotten
that
Alien vs Predator joint was the end all be all. I don't know if you can reboot Alien.
Yeah, I think Alien is one of those like now you just let it be. I think they've tried to milk it and pull a little bit more from it, but I think Alien just needs to be where it's at and just leave it alone now.
Yeah, no doubt. So check it out. before we wrap, a couple things. One, I want to make sure that everybody is following us across all social media. So that's very simple. It's just at Loading Snacks. If you are not already a patron of ours on Patreon, you can certainly go there. That helps us keep doing things like this. We greatly appreciate the support we get at every tier. We appreciate the support we get at no dollar tier, honestly, because we love chatting and talking with all of you guys every week. We are going to do another show tomorrow that will be cutscenes. That's our video game related show. And boy, is there a lot to talk about there for sure. A lot happening in that realm. We also have, there are only 2 days left. If you have not seen or have not purchased one of our breast cancer research shirts, they are live right now via Custom Ink. You can find the link on our page. You can find it in the bio on our Instagram. You can find it on my personal Facebook page. The shirts are $20. All proceeds. You don't take any of that other than what it costs to actually make the shirts. Custom Ink is taking care of that for us. We were fortunate enough to partner with a gentleman by the name of Michael Bracco, who has his own company called Spaghetti Kiss, does some great artwork there, great comics there, also has his own line of clothing and so forth. He actually is also an art teacher, so extra shout out to him for teaching right now online in a pandemic. But all of the proceeds go to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. And so we just want to do everything that we can to try to support them. So $20, get your shirt. There's only a couple days left. We greatly appreciate any support we get there. We have Extra Life coming up at the beginning of November. So second week in November, we do a 24-hour live stream. We'll be playing video games. All the proceeds that we collect for that go directly to Children's Miracle Network hospitals. So keep your eyes open for that, because we'll be talking about that coming up again quite briefly. With that, I want to thank everybody who has purchased a shirt, everybody who purchased one that didn't have to do with breast cancer, but also had to do with just us. We have more stuff like that coming in the future. I already have somebody lined up to partner with us for our autism shirts coming next year. We got some plans in the works, folks. With that, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much to everybody in the chat. Thank you to you two gentlemen. For myself, Gage, for Jokes, and for Sin, we are out. Toodles and lubes. What it do, snackers and snackettes? Did you like what you just saw? Would you like to help us grow? Here's what you can do. Shoot over to patreon.com/loading snacks. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on your favorite platform of choice. Appreciate you.